So, thank you very much for coming and doing the interview, David.
Okay.
My first question is, do you think that the online cancellation of books and authors is just the modern day book burning?
Oh, yes. I mean, you go back to the classic book burning by the Nazis. What were they doing? What is all book burning? What is all censorship? It's controlling perception by controlling the information that people receive and by deleting anything that would give them a different perception of reality and a situation or an event that you don't want them to have. And that's always been the case. And the point that needs really expressing is that, you know, these people have the power to ban. Well, let's kind of look at it as if those behind it are all powerful. They are censoring for a reason because they are weak. Strong people that are confident of what they say do not want to censor anyone. I don't want to censor anyone. I want the free flow of information and all opinion, and then people can make their minds up on the totality of it, what they themselves want to believe. It's called freedom. But if you are well aware of the fact that your narrative will not stand up to scrutiny, will not stand up to the evidence, and will not stand up to debate, then what you want to do is to destroy the debate and delete the debate. And that's what censorship is. And that's why it's getting more and more fierce. It's getting more and more fierce because the narratives we're supposed to believe are getting more and more ludicrous. So they want more and more censorship to defend the more and more ludicrous. That's what's going on. And it's just a repeat of the Nazis, except it's global rather than just in one country.
Absolutely. And no one has experienced kind of cancellation more than you. You've got a new book coming out. Could you tell me a bit about what that is about and what you kind of expect the reception to be to it?
Well, it's a groundbreaking book. It's called The Trap. And it looks at the way people are trapped and consciousness, perception is trapped. Not just in this reality, but absolutely it goes into detail about this world of the scene that we call the human world. But it also goes into the non-human world. What happens after death? All right, there is no death, okay, yeah, because consciousness survives and consciousness goes on. But, you know, out there is the vastness of forever. There's lots of places to go on to, but where do most people that leave the body at what we call death in this reality, where do most of them end up? And from, you know, the research that I've done and the way I lay it out in the book, The Trap, most of them go on to a recycling loop to come back into this reality, and this is what's known as reincarnation. Is reincarnation real? Yes, it is. But what is it? Why is it? And for a very, very long time, when I was quite young, I looked at the reincarnation story of you have to keep coming back into this world in different situations and different bodies, etc., to learn lessons, to evolve, so you reach a state of enlightenment so you don't have to go on the cycle anymore. And I'm thinking, well, hold on a minute. According to mainstream science and their projection of the size of the universe, for whatever that is, the planet Earth is equivalent to the universe of a billionth of a pinhead, right? So I'm being asked to believe that you have to keep reincarnating onto a planet equivalent of a billionth of a pinhead to keep learning lessons to stop you having to do that, right? Oh, and by the way, you're learning lessons through reincarnation, yeah, okay. But what we do is when you've learned the lessons from a life and you go out and you come back, having learned those lessons, we wipe your mind of any memory of the lessons you've learned. So what you're going to do, you've got to keep repeating them. It's a cycle, it's a trap of constant reincarnation into the same illusion. And there are ways to get out of here so that when you leave the body, you don't get caught going through the tunnel into the reincarnation cycle. You get the hell out of here, and there are ways of doing that. That's what it's about, but about a lot more on top of that.
Definitely. And a question that I've asked all guests, and I'm sure you'll have an interesting answer as well as them, is what is your favourite book and why is it your favourite book?
Well, there's really two. One's called Transformation of America by Kathy O'Brien, which was about, is about her life as a mind-controlled slave in an elite level of the infamous mind control program in America called MK Ultra. That opened a lot of things for me in terms of what goes on in the background you never see. But there's another which I read in the 1990s, and it's called The Holographic Universe by Michael Tolbert. And what he did is look at the scientific evidence for the fact that this is holographic. It's not physical. We experience this as physical, and why we experience this as physical can be explained, even though it's not. It can be explained why we experience it as such. But actually it's holographic. And a holographic universe, a holographic reality, is not solid, therefore it's malleable, therefore it's changeable. It's not this solid, immovable thing that people say you'll never change it. Well, it can be changed, because what this holographic universe responds to in terms of change is the human mind. So the human mind can change the world. And the evidence that he put forward in that book from mainstream scientists and people who were seeking out the cutting edge gave me a lot of information to support the fact that physicality is not real. And if physicality is not real, limitation is not real.
I'm going to have to read these books now, and I'm sure everybody else is going to have to add them to the reading list as well. But thank you very much, and that concludes the interview.